History and the security guard. Way back in time, back in the day of the dinosaurs, man has implemented security in his life. Living in caves protected them from wild animals and other groups or tribes. Fire at the end of the cave was considered to be the first perimeter lighting. There are caves where access was limited due to their location. Like the pueblos in Colorado, where you would need a ladder to gain access. Barriers were built like the Great Wall of China. Fortresses in Greece, 600 BC, and castles surrounded by moats and bridges. All controlling access. In the time of Augustus Caesar, the primary goal was to protect the emperor and all his property. Security forces called cohorts and non-military vigils were established and considered the first community policing, and the basis for modern-day community watch. In England, during William, the Duke of Normandy divided the country into 5 districts called shires, with each controlled by a reeve. The shire reeve became our modern-day sheriff. Constables, from constabuli, were the keepers of the stable. A very important job since everyone back then used horses. Community security consisted of civilian patrols and locked community gates from sunset to sunrise. Watch, nighttime, ward, daytime, patrols. A bailiff was created to check on strangers every 15 days. All citizens were required to respond and assist the watchman or ward during hue and cry. Alarm. In the 19th century, merchants established merchant police because they realized a need for greater security. The security business enhanced into business protection, crime investigations, and the recovery of stolen property. Here is where security guards against pilferage. In the Old West, there would be fire guards. These people would patrol a town and guard against fire. Everything was made of wood back then, so any uncontrolled fire would destroy a town. There are also fire guards in the military. Those guys, gals patrolling a base or camp while everyone sleeps. Modern-day security is attributed to Sir Robert Peel. In 1829 he introduced the Metropolitan Police Department. He reformed to improve the police by preventing crime, proper training and deploying resources based on areas and time of day. Pinkerton, Wells Fargo, and Brinks were all established in the mid to late 1800s. Pinkerton was created mainly to combat train robbers. Today Brinks is the largest armored car company in the world. Today railroads have their own police force. They investigate crimes and protect passengers and cargo shipments. Companies like CSX and Amtrak. Since 9/11, security has been on the front line of defense at every level from small businesses to government contracts. Soft and hard targets are beefing up their security protocols in wake of the attack. Soft targets, which had little to no threat, are finding they are susceptible to the dangers also. This caused proactive, vigilant, and relevant training and increased protection with the addition of state-of-the-art security equipment to increase dramatically in the business world. The security guard. A security guard is a person, other than a police officer, who is employed by a security guard company to guard principally a client location. Protecting people and property from harm and unlawful activity. The security guard's main duty is to detect, deter, and report. Other duties include protection from unlawful entry, unauthorized intrusion and entry, larceny, arson, vandalism, and trespass. Patrolling could be on foot, in a vehicle, or on a fixed post like a gatehouse where you will control a property's access. The security officer is charged with protecting people, property, and information. Daily duties involve taking the appropriate actions required to establish and maintain a safe and secure environment. The security guard wears a uniform to identify him/her as a person of authority and a go-to for help. The way a security officer looks in uniform is very important. Have you ever looked at a security guard who looked like he just rolled out of bed in his uniform? He looked like a bum. Do you think he was approachable? No. But if you see an officer, or anyone for that fact, dressed clean and smart, you think that person is intelligent and approachable. You will accept their authority. Which officer do you want to be? To become a professional, it will be very important that a guard officer familiarize him/herself with the policies and procedures of the client's location. Your function is to lessen the liability to your client. He will also have to assess his/her threat potential at that location. That means, what is the likelihood of something happening here? Do I have to stay on my toes? Is this a nuclear facility or is this the community pool? The SOP or Standard Operating Procedure Manual gives a lot of information about the site. Read it. Know it. Know the policies of what is expected of you as a security officer and how your client will expect you to act. JumpStart Security Guard Training and Safety Tips here. Security and Safety QA.info